Alright guys, here we have section 7.7, e to the x in natural log. That's an lowercase l, lowercase n, natural log. Okay, so first off we have e to the x. E is a special number, kind of like pi. Goes on forever and ever and doesn't repeat. So e to the first, or just e, 2.71828 dot 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 keeps going. On and on and on. Okay, ln is the natural log, or what would be considered log base e. It's the inverse of e to the x. So logs are inverses of exponentials. This is one, e to the x is one very specific exponential, and then log base e is the inverse of that, and then we abbreviate that even shorter with just ln, natural log. Okay, writing equivalent expressions, changing back and forth between the two. If you remember, we did this with logs and exponentials, and this is even easier than that. Even easier than that. Okay, so natural log ln is the inverse of e to the x. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take the natural log of both sides. Now that I natural log the both sides, I can use the log properties to bring that x down in the front. And again, you don't have to show all of these steps like this. Once you see that natural log and e, they're inverses, so they cancel out, you wouldn't necessarily need to have that step. This is a pretty quick little problem. Okay, so then e cancels out with the natural log, and I'm just left with x equals natural log of 8. Now to go the other way, to take natural log and make it into an e problem, we're going to raise both sides as a power of e. So these are now in the exponents of e. So now I have e to the x equals e to the natural log of 8. Well, e and natural log cancel out. E to the x equals 8. That 8 just falls back down to the front. Okay? Alright, you guys take a second here to do those. Go ahead and hit pause if you need time to work on those. Alright, let's see what we got. Okay, so again we're just going to natural log both sides, and we're going to get negative x equals natural log of 4. Okay, and in your homework assignments today, that's exactly what they want you to do. Just stop right there. Okay, just as long as you change forms, you don't need to simplify and get x by itself. If you multiplied both sides by negative 1 to get positive x equals negative natural log of 4, that'd be fine with me. On this one, we're going to go e to the, on the bottom here, those are going to cancel out. 2 equals e to the x minus third power. Okay. Using log properties to write each log as a single log. So we're going to go in reverse. So these are already separated. Remember, we've had those properties, the power property, quotient property, product property, that allow us to separate them apart. These are already separated apart. I want to put them back together. So we're going to reverse the power property here. We're going to put this 3 back up on top as an exponent. So this is going to be 10 to the third. Okay. Well, I can do 10 to the third. It's going to be natural log of 1,000 minus natural log of 8. Okay, now we're going to undo the quotient property, which told us we could write them as subtractions. We're going to write these as one fraction. And 1,000 divided by 8 should be 125. Now this is a tricky one right here, because you think you're done, I think I'm done. Okay, this is a tricky one that you have to watch out for from time to time with the book. Okay, is your answer, could this be simplified? So because now we're down to one log, but could this one log be simplified? And the answer here is yes, because the natural log of 125, okay, 125 is a power of 5, right? It's 5 to the third. So I can write this as natural log of 5 to the third, and then I'm going to bring that 3 down in front. So it's going to be 3 times the natural log of 5.
advanced culinary class, and we kind of know if you want to make an order.
All right, I'll take a look, boys, and check back with me at the end of the period. All right, you guys try this one over here on your own. Go ahead and hit pause and try that one on your own, and let's see what you get. And welcome back. Let's see what you got here. We're going to push these up on top. It's going to be natural log of 2 to the third plus natural log of 4 squared. It's going to be 8 and 16. We're going to multiply those together. Okay. The product property that said if we're multiplying them together, we can split them apart as additions. Well, we're going to reverse that, put them back together. Natural log of 8 times 16 is natural log of 128. And just like with this one over here, this 128 can be rewritten as a power. It is 2 to the 7th power. That was a tough one. Okay? So just be careful here when you think you're done. Look at that last number. Could I write that as a power of something? Okay, and if you can, then you're still not done. There are going to be a few of them that you are done. There's going to be some that you're not done right here. So just think about that. Could I rewrite this number as a power of a number? And then we have solving. Solving. Solve for x. So it's just like what we were doing before. Okay, our long-range goal here is to use natural log to cancel out the e to get x by itself. But before we can do that, we have to get the e part by itself. So we're going to start off by adding 12. Alright, we added that 12, and we're still not by itself. We got to get rid of that 3, divide by 3. Okay, now we have the e to the x part by itself. We're going to natural log both sides. 4x equals the natural log of 9. Okay, then we can divide by the 4, and we'll finally get our answer. These buttons are on the calculator, by the way, if I didn't show you that yet. Natural log, ln, and then e to the x is actually going to be the second, and then ln to get that blue one up there. But we need natural log of 9, so ln 9 divide by 4. And the book has been asking us to go to 4 decimal places, so 0.5493. Okay, this one's already got the natural log in it, so long-range goal, long-range thought process here is we're going to get rid of it using e. We have to get this by itself first. So let's divide by 3. Alright, now to get rid of natural log, we raise each side as a power of e. 4x equals e to the 8th. And again, we're left dividing by 4 at the end. Alright, so to get this, we're going to push second ln. And that should give us e to the power. We're 8. Then we've got to bump it down. Divide by 4. 745.2395. Alright, there's going to be some problems with inequalities. It's the same thing as this. Just make sure that if you multiply or divide by negative that you flip your sign, your inequality sign. So we're not going to go over any with inequality in there. We've done those enough. You should know what you're doing. Alright, only 10 problems tonight, kids. Short one. Make sure you get these down. Alright, hopefully this helps. Good luck.